Good evening. Um, Today I wanted to review a film I saw recently from a series that I like. It's called Terrifier 3. Now, if you're a horror fan, and you were a horror fan back in 2016, I think the first film came out, in 2022 when the second film came out. If you were a horror fan, you must have heard of Terrifier because Art the Clown as a character is so iconic now. I think he's one of those cult characters now. I think he's up there. He is up there with like Chucky and Jason, I think. I mean, not if we're talking in terms of like how classic they are, how influential they are, but I mean, even in a way, Art the Clown is a very influential horror character because Terrifier 3 really pushes it. I'm gonna be honest. It pushes the bar for violence and gore, and that's something I always enjoy. You know, I always like it when a film has the balls to do something that other horror films just can't do. You know, most horror films nowadays are fucking shit. They're terrible, right? But Terrifier 3, I've heard its criticisms, and it's not for everybody. Because if you didn't like the process and the concept of the first two, you're not gonna like this one because it's 2 hours long. It's not quite as long as the second film, but it's still very long. Especially for a slasher film, and I know you've heard that before. It's longer than the average slasher film. You've heard that argument from a lot of people, I think, before, if you've heard anything about Terrifier. But I think that I like this film more than Terrifier 2 because it's slightly shorter, and I think that Art the Clown dressed up as Santa Claus with, and I'm going to spoil it here, right? I'm going to spoil the film here. So if you haven't seen it, just click off. But yeah, I really liked the idea of Art the Clown dressed up as Santa Claus, wearing flower sunglasses with a chainsaw. I really love that concept. I love the idea. That image in my head playing of him taking off the sunglasses and looking into that girl's eyes. Oh my god. It's actually scary, man. That was pretty scary. I didn't think it was quite as gruesome as... Now, I know the first film, I think, is widely regarded as the weakest of the three. But I actually think I like the first film the most because it's a terrifying movie. Terrifier, it's terrifying. It really is the scariest of the three, I think, because the second one kind of went a bit goofy at the end with the whole, oh yeah, she's a princess now and she's got a sword. I thought that idea was good. I liked that idea. It was very, it was comedic, but it was also dark and scary and violent, and I liked that blend. But the first film introduced Art the Clown as a character so well and so scarily, and the image that I think of mostly from any of these films, and it's in this first film, where he's just standing there like this, and he's got, I think it's like a scalpel or something in his hand, and like the girl like sees him, and he's just standing like this, and it like cuts between them. I really love that. I really love that scene. It scared the shit out of me more than any of the violence did. It actually terrified me. Yeah, and I'm sorry for saying terrified or terrify so much, because I guess it fits the subject matter, but yeah, I thought the first one was brilliant. The second one fell off a little bit, I think, because it was just too long. And this third film, I think really, I think we really have a concept. I think we really have an idea of what this series is going to be. Because there has to be a fourth film by now, right? I mean, they're doing so well. And I mean, I have to mention David Howard as Art the Clown himself, the actor. He's brilliant. He's great. He's amazing. I love him. He's great. Just the little movements that he does, and he doesn't even speak in any of the films at all. He's just moving around. He's miming. That's a really, really, really amazing concept, and I love it. I can't stop gushing about how he just doesn't speak. Like, if Pennywise didn't speak in it, I probably would be more scared of him as a character. Not saying that he's not scary. I'm just saying that I think Art the Clown is honestly a better character. He's there. He's delivering what he's supposed to do, to scare the shit out of you and make you say, what the fuck? What is this violence that I'm seeing? Why is it so bloody? Why is it so gory? Why is it so flashy? It's brilliant. It's making me have faith in the future of horror, because horror is probably my favorite genre in fiction. I like writing horror, I like watching horror, I like reading horror. Reading horror is really good. I just love sitting in bed and reading horror, because it's like you're letting your imagination go wild, and I love it. Just at dark, especially, like rewatching those Friday the 13th movies, I love them. But yeah, I think the Terrifier, as a franchise, especially at this trilogy, is already setting a really, really good, precedent for what it's going to become. It's because I think it's going to be a pretty big franchise. I think it's going to be up there with like Friday the 13th, as I said. So yeah, if you like horror movies, if you want to see some gore, actual fucking gore, yeah, go see Terrifier 3. It's brilliant. I know I've said it's brilliant about 6 times or so by now, but yeah, it really is a great movie. I honestly really liked it. And I mean, just before I go, I have to talk about the opening scene, because it's what everybody's talking about when it comes to the film pushing boundaries. And while I think that the film goes a bit higher than the average film would dare to go, I honestly think that the first part is very tame when it comes to showing violence, if you compare it to the absolute nightmare fuel in the second one. If you know the scene I'm talking about, you know it. But Art the Clown has never killed a child before in Terrifier 1 or 2, and I think that that's what set people off. That idea set people off the most, more than anything. But yeah, I commend it. I mean, horror films have killed off children before, but it's just, I think that Terrifier 3 is here to say, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. I'm going to show whatever the fuck I want. And I don't care. I don't care. That's basically what the film's saying, and I really, really love that. I love it. It's my favourite thing about the film. It's that it just does not give a fuck. The film is unrated, I think. It's 18, right? If you're gonna go watch it, expect some pretty gruesome stuff. So yeah, that's all I've got. I give it an 8 out of 10. On Letterboxd, I rate it a 4 out of 10. If you guys want to see my Letterboxd account and you want to follow me, I'll follow you back. I'll put it down in the description below. So yeah, good night guys. Have a good one.